Step with us into the shadows of the past as we embark on a journey through the pages of history. Today, we unveil the enigma of the Battle of Gaugamela, a pivotal clash shrouded in the mists of time. In 331 BCE, a cosmic struggle unfolded, pitting the indomitable Alexander the Great of Macedon against the formidable Persian King Darius III. This battle, a crucible of destinies, not only sealed the fate of the mighty Achaemenid Empire, but also forged Alexander's name as an immortal in the pantheon of military titans. In this video, we descend into the depths of antiquity, unraveling the cryptic tapestry that is the background and context of this conflict. We scrutinize the elusive burden of proof carried by both sides, unearth the tangible evidence etched in the annals of time, brace for the thunderous clashes of historical interpretation, and ultimately unveil the transformative echoes that linger in the aftermath of this ancient clash. Prepare to be captivated as we navigate the labyrinth of Gaugamela's secrets. The Battle of Gaugamela was fought between the Macedonian army led by Alexander the Great and the Persian army led by King Darius III. The conflict took place in the fall of 331 BCE, near the town of Gaugamela in present-day Iraq. At the time, the Persian Empire was the largest and most powerful empire in the world, stretching from modern-day Egypt to India. The Macedonian Empire, on the other hand, was a relatively small kingdom in Greece. Alexander had been campaigning against the Persian Empire for several years, seeking to expand his empire and spread Hellenistic culture. He had succeeded in taking control of much of Asia Minor and had defeated Darius in a previous battle at Issus in 333 BCE. Following this victory, Darius fled to the east, leaving Alexander in control of much of the Persian Empire. Despite his previous defeat, Darius remained determined to resist Alexander's advances. He assembled a massive army, estimated to be around 50,000 to 100,000 soldiers, and prepared to face Alexander in battle once again. Alexander, with an army of around 47,000 soldiers, marched eastward to meet Darius and engage in battle. In this video, we will argue that the Battle of Gaugamela was a decisive military victory for Alexander the Great and marked the end of the Achaemenid Empire. We will examine the burden of proof faced by both sides, the substantive evidence of the battle, and anticipate disagreements about the outcome. The burden of proof in the Battle of Gaugamela was on both sides. For Darius, the burden of proof was to defend his empire against Alexander's advances and to prove that he could successfully resist the Macedonian army. For Alexander, the burden of proof was to show that he had the military prowess and strategic skill to defeat the largest empire in the world. Darius had a significant advantage in terms of numbers, with an army estimated to be between 50,000 and 100,000 soldiers. However, his army was composed of a diverse range of soldiers, including Greeks, Egyptians, and other ethnic groups from across the Persian Empire. This diversity made it difficult to coordinate the army and created communication problems on the battlefield. Alexander's army, on the other hand, was smaller but more cohesive. His soldiers were mostly Macedonian and Greek, who shared a common language and culture. Alexander's army was also well-trained and experienced, having fought together in several previous battles. The Battle of Gaugamela was a complex and intense conflict, with both sides engaging in a variety of tactical maneuvers. Alexander's army deployed in a wedge formation, with the infantry forming the center and the cavalry on the flanks. This formation allowed Alexander to break through the Persian lines and attack Darius directly. Darius, on the other hand, deployed his army in a traditional phalanx formation, with the infantry forming a solid wall of shields and spears. The Persian cavalry was deployed on the flanks, with the chariots in the center. Darius hoped to use his superior numbers and heavy infantry to overwhelm Alexander's army and win the battle. The battle began with a series of skirmishes between the cavalry on both sides. Alexander's cavalry was able to push back the Persian cavalry, allowing the Macedonian infantry to advance. Alexander then ordered his infantry to open up gaps in the Persian lines, allowing his cavalry to charge through and attack Darius directly. Despite early successes, Alexander's army faced heavy resistance from the Persians, who fought fiercely to defend their empire. However, Alexander's strategic skill and tactical prowess allowed him to outmaneuver the Persian army and eventually defeat them. The battle lasted for several hours, and both sides suffered heavy losses. However, the Macedonian army emerged victorious, with Darius fleeing the battlefield in defeat. The battle marked the end of the Achaemenid Empire and solidified Alexander's reputation as one of the greatest military commanders in history. In conclusion, the Battle of Gaugamela was a defining moment in history, marking the end of the Achaemenid Empire and solidifying Alexander the Great's reputation as one of the greatest military commanders of all time. Despite facing a larger army, Alexander's strategic skill and tactical prowess allowed him to defeat the Persian army and pave the way for the spread of Hellenistic culture across the Middle East. We hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something new about this fascinating period in history. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more historical content.